What is going on in Fantasy Nation? Jon Impemba here with Andrew Cooper. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm. Game Day Live Week 10 is here. Apologies for all of the technical difficulties that we had to deal with this morning. Equally as frustrating for us as I'm sure it is for you, but no worries. We have all of your questions from this morning already saved, so we can certainly run through those for everybody here, and then we will get to the new questions that are popping in. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button helps us more than anything right now, especially since we had to remake the room to get this live show going for today. But we appreciate you all hanging on with us here today. We will certainly do our best to get through as many questions as possible to get you guys ready for Week 10 fantasy football action right as we go live. Amari Cooper ruled out for today. We already know no Keon Coleman for the Buffalo Bills. So if you are playing some DFS today, maybe some Khalil Shakir, some Dalton Kincaid, could be a heavy James Cook day against the Indianapolis Colts. So we got that news at least coming across. Coop, before we jump into this, man, what's the one thing you're looking for today?
Yeah, I mean, I am very excited about that game. I got it stacked up. I got some Dalton Kincaid going. And folks out there, please, if you got questions about guys in the night game or in tomorrow's game, some of these guys that are banged up, like, for instance, Tyreek Hill for tomorrow, where we don't know he's going to play, let us know what your options are for pivots. Like, is Demarcus Robinson available? Is Odell Beckham Jr. available? If not, let us know, because that's important. Same thing with Nico Collins tonight, Tank Dell tonight, these guys that are banged up. So let us know what you got for pivots. But, John, we don't really got time for chit-chat because of these technical difficulties. So why don't we jump in? Let's hit the questions that people had asked on the previous YouTube stream. So if you were on the previous stream, we're going to hit those first, and then we'll hit the ones from this stream, starting with Dollar Bill.
Yeah, so we got Sally here, Sally42, Sally42. It's a full PPR. It's Tank Dell, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Waddle is the question that we're looking for here. Obviously, Waddle would be the elite play if we knew the Tyreek Hill injury news, but Dell and Deebo also kind of banged up, both expected to play. Which would you decide to do between Tank Dell, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Waddle?
To be honest, with so many question marks, if Deebo is going against a bottom 3 or 4 pass defense in Tampa Bay with no Brandon Ayuk, I'm just going to start Deebo. Like, he gets manufactured touches, he gets screens, he gets handoffs. Like, Deebo is about as safe as it's going to be in a situation where Tank Dell's dealing with a back issue. And Waddle, I mean, the problem with Waddle is that he hasn't been great. Like, he hasn't really shown us anything this year, especially. So, only 310 yards in the year so far, John. So for me, I'm going to go with Deebo.
Yeah, that's fine. Again, they did say, believe Schefter, believe Shanahan, that Christian McCaffrey will be full force today. So
love the sound of that.
You gotta love the sound of that. Next question: Graham Edwards, one PPR super flex. Baker Mayfield, Devonta Smith, David Montgomery, Amari Cooper obviously just ruled out. So we need Mayfield, Smith, or Montgomery for a super flex PPR. Would this be a spot, Baker Mayfield, where you wouldn't play the quarterback, or what are your thoughts here?
I think I would just play Baker. I know it's a tough matchup for Cade Otton with Devondre Campbell and Fred Warner, but Charvarius Ward is not going to play, John, which actually eases things up a little bit. And if you look, like last week, especially, last week, 26 different quarterbacks scored at least 10 points. And they're just capable of such big scores that in Superflex, you got to have somebody that's a super mega star for me not to start a guy like Baker. So I'm just going to start the QB.
Okay. Next question we got going on here is our guy Dan Schwartz. I've been having the chat with us. Dan, need one tight end, wide receiver, flex, and a PPR. He's got Ingram, Hawkinson, BTJ, Addison, Tolbert, and obviously ETN was the other one there. So tight end, wide receiver, flex, PPR.
Yeah, I don't mind. I still like Ingram because of the game, what Doug Peterson likes to do. I think Mac Jones is serviceable. The question is whether you're putting too many eggs in that basket going both Jaguars, John. So I think I'm going to start Ingram. Would you try to lessen your exposure by starting Addison or Hawk, or do you just go all in and say, you know what, if I think that Mac Jones is good enough for Evan Ingram, then he should be good enough for BTJ too.
I think he's fine for I trust Ingram, I think, a little bit more than BTJ there.
Me too. It's like,
right.
but do you go? We're already going. I think you're going Ingram no matter what.
Honestly, you might go double tight end with Addison, maybe. Just taking advantage of the Jacksonville pass.
I think I might go Ingram and Addison. That's what I would do.
Ingram, Addison, but he needs a flex as well. So
No,
Hawkinson,
one
Tolbert.
each tight end. Oh, tight end, wide receiver, and a flex. Okay, yeah. So I would go. Yeah, I would go Ingram, Addison, and
like we have to assume Hawkinson plays more snaps this week, right?
Right. So yeah, just go. Well, Ingram and BTJ are the top 2 targets on the team, whereas Hawk and Addison are kind of fighting against each other versus Jefferson. I'm going Ingram, Thomas, Addison. That's it.
Yeah, I was just a little worried, obviously, with the chest injury that like they keep saying he's a real gamer for playing through. It makes me wonder, like, how bad is it?
For those not watching, Tyrone Tracy just busted off a big touchdown.
Sure did. Also, just went over the 66.5 rushing yards that we had this morning. So cash.
Game is easy.
Cash that one really is. He's the best running back they have.
Awesome.
All right, I keep going over the wrong screens here.
Ethan is the next question.
Ethan's the next one. Baker or Herbert? I'm gonna go Herbert today. At home versus Tennessee. He's got a follow-up here. Half PPR of McMillan, who may not play. Parker Washington, Bigsby, Westbrook, Akine. If Jalen McMillan's playing today, he's the guy. It's 1 p.m., so you'll know.
Yeah.
After that, maybe you go Bigsby.
Go Parker. I would just go Parker Washington, I think.
You go Parker. What's your Nick Westbrook Akine thoughts here? Obviously, Ridley is the one. Touchdowns in 4 straight weeks or something like that.
Nick Westbrook Akine plays a huge. Nick Westbrook Akine has touchdowns in 4 straight weeks.
Yeah, I think so.
Does he?
Yeah.
He plays a big snap share, but he doesn't really get a big target share. So I mean,
I thought that's what I read this morning when I was looking at some DFS lineups.
Oh yeah, he does. I mean, but the thing is, 2 catches for 10, 1 catch for 9, 2 for 39.
The last torches New England 5 for 50 in a score. So
overtime game. I guess you know what? I mean, he plays the entire game. He plays more snaps than Ridley does. So I go Westbrook Akine in that situation.
Yeah, go Westbrook Akine again. Touchdowns in 4 straight. They look for him obviously in the red zone. So and Will Levis back here. Sally's got another question. Pick 2: DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Xavier Worthy.
I'm going. I'm good. I mean, Xavier Worthy did not show up. He's barely worthy of a roster.
2 Bears wide receivers, though.
Yeah, I would probably go Moore and Xavier Worthy because the Doomsday just playing a part-time snap share.
Yeah. Dude love, half PPR flex, Stevenson or Quentin Johnson?
I like Stevenson. I mean, he's been playing 80% of the snaps for the Patriots. He got five receptions last week against the Jets, 20 carries. I mean, he hasn't been super efficient, but you're just going for that brute force play. And that's a guy who scored 2 touchdowns in each of his last 2 games. John.
Yeah. Yep, I like it. Then he's got a quarterback question of Baker, Stafford, Russ, Tua, Rodgers. I like Rodgers today a lot, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I have the Jets winning that game. You like him over the he's going against the Cardinals. You like him over the shootout potential of Stafford or Tua?
Yeah, I'd play Rodgers today.
Yeah, go Rodgers.
Akers or Zeke for Lewis here? Need one. I think gotta go Akers probably.
Yeah, gotta go Akers. I mean, like after being disciplined, is Zeke really gonna come out and be a big part of the offense?
Yeah, I don't think so either there. And then he's got QJ, Shakir, Jennings, Sutton, Ridley need 2. Would definitely play Shakir now.
Yeah, definitely Shakir with that setup. And it's probably going to be Juwan Jennings for me. I loved his role. Yeah, I mean, like Ricky Pearsall, they put in the slot. And they had Chris Conley playing outside opposite of Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
And so they basically had with no Jennings, they had every opportunity to make Ricky Pearsall an every down player, and they did not do it. Chris Conley played that role. Now Chris Conley is out. So I think Jennings comes back and just like earlier this year is a full-time snap share player in a team that uses a fullback. And we saw him have 3 touchdowns. I'm not saying he's going to have 3 touchdowns, but I think he's going to be an every down player for the 49ers.
But you like him over other teams, technically number ones, like Ridley getting a ton of target volume, Sutton and Quentin Johnson.
I mean, Sutton is going against Trent McDuffie, and Ridley is going against he's got a tough matchup too, right?
He's got the Chargers. He's got Samuel Jr.
He's got the Chargers. So I like Jennings. Okay. The 49ers, man, you can throw all over them.
Sure.
All over them.
Let's see. He's got Guillotine League question Right, wait, hold on. He's got 3 in a row. We got half PPR, 1 wide receiver flex of Downs, McLaurin, Jennings, QJ, and Najee Harris. Well, I think you have to play Downs and Najee Harris here.
Yeah, Najee's smash spot. And
Yes.
Downs with Flacco has been awesome, and Pittman's out.
Yeah, and Pittman is not exactly. We got
Guillotine.
Guillotine, 1 wide receiver, 2 flex, Monty, Sutton, Jennings, Shakir, Mostert, and Bigsby, 1 point PPR.
There, I'm going to play it safe and start. For the wide receiver, I'm going to start Shakir. And I'm going to start Monty in one of the flexes. Would you go Jennings or McConkey here? McConkey's been pretty solid.
Yeah, well, I think Jennings is the play if you think so. It's a better.
I think I'm in on Jennings big time. I've got Jennings in a lot of DFS lineups. I got him in a lot of real lineups. I think Jennings is in a great spot.
Sure, I'm fine with that. Tua or Kyler? I got to go Kyler now, not knowing Tua is going to play, not knowing Tyreek will play or not. So
yeah, I would say Lewis, unless you played against like Chase and you need like ultimate upside, then maybe go Tua because that could be a shootout. Kyler's got the Jets, but like if you played Jamar Chase, then maybe you just got to throw Tua in there. But I think Kyler's the safer play.
Yep, agreed. Let's see. We got 2 Sox games, half PPR, Baker or Cousins. Cousins for me there. And then start a wide receiver of Dell, Smith, and London.
Dell, you can't start Dell of that group. I would just start Devonta Smith.
Okay. And then running backs of McCaffrey, Montgomery, Chuba's playing now. Hopefully you played him 15 for 127 and counting in that game. Tracy also smashing. So again, hopefully you got those plays in earlier today. Mm-hmm. If you didn't, then obviously McCaffrey would be one of the 2 that you would play.
Right.
Flex spots were Downs, Tracy, Chuba, McConkey, and Smith again. Hopefully you played some of the running backs in those spots. If not, Downs for sure. Smith would be the other one there. Drink some water, Coop. You can't die on stream,
Sorry.
McAdoo wants to know Adunze, Jameson Williams, Juwan Jennings. Need one for half PPR.
Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings can be my answer to a lot of these questions.
Okay. Brad T wants to know 10 team PPR. Devonta Smith, Rondé Stevenson, DeAndre Hopkins, and Juwan Jennings. Need 2 of that group.
I like Devonta Smith and Stevenson. I hate the matchup for Hopkins. And Stevenson playing a huge
snap
share. Devonta Smith, of course, dealing with the hamstring, but they're going against the Cowboys. I think they're going to crush them.
Okay. The Patriots just can't run the football. That's my I get the snap share and all that stuff, but they suck. So, Russ Kidwell wants
would you start somebody else? Would you start Jennings there?
Yeah, I would start Hopkins. I understand you don't like the matchup for him, but I would still play Hopkins when Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback there. But Devonta Smith and Jennings is fine for me if you're not in on Hopkins.
I hate the matchup for Hopkins this week with Surtain.
Okay, well, many people in DFS will be disappointed because he's like 38% rostered this week.
That's like, to me, the thing with Surtain, the big problem with Surtain is that he is a very good player, right? And he's only allowed 115 receiving yards on the season in coverage. The other thing is that he'll just grab guys. He has 89 penalty yards, and that in real life you say, oh well, it should be fine for the Chiefs, but for fantasy, that's the worst possible thing. Is a guy that doesn't let you catch it no matter what.
And we'll take the PI.
you don't get those points. Yeah. It's Surtain is the black hole because of
that. Let's see here. Kangas Man wants to Russ Kidwell, Lamb or Mooney? What do we think here?
I'm just going Lamb.
Okay. Then Kangas Man wants to know Superflex, Stroud or Daniels?
Daniels for sure. Yeah. I gotta say, John, Cooper Rush. I went back and watched that game again. There were a lot of drop passes. No joke, 7 dropped passes.
Yeah.
From Cooper Rush. He put 20 of 25 on the money and 7 were dropped. That's why, that 13 of 25 stat line, not legit. So
he might be better. He's got the winning. It's just it's obviously an unknown, right? You don't really know what to do with that. So
yeah, it's unknown, but it's sometimes the unknown is better than the known bad.
You saw the report today that there will be packages for Trey Lance today?
Ugh. That's gross.
Yep.
I did not see that.
Yep. So we'll see. What does that even mean? Just because they have packages doesn't mean they'll play them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This means that they built a game plan that includes packages for Trey Lance.
It's probably Taysom Hill style Wildcat stuff.
Yeah, we'll get in the red zone and have him out there or something maybe.
Which only really matters if it happens in the red zone. Because if you put him in on a 3rd and 1 and he gets the 3rd and 1 on some Wildcat, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect the statistics for Amari Cooper. But if he vultures a touchdown, then it hurts, Rico Dowdle and of course if you're taking Cooper Rush out of the game in the red zone. But I mean, like, you're only starting Cooper Rush in like a desperate super flex anyway.
Yeah. Otten or Kincaid half PPR?
Kincaid for me. I have Kincaid ranked ahead.
Let's rip through these on this YouTube so we can get to our actual current questions.
Yeah, we'll rapid fire that.
Yeah. All right. Otten or Muth for Russ?
I'm going Otten. Muth. Russ has not thrown much to Muth. I have to see it at least once first.
Okay. Russ has a follow-up here. Flex, Hunter Henry, Ertz, or Bigsby?
I like Hunter Henry. He's been great. I mean, he's been last 4 games, tight end 8 in PPR.
Rob Fossil, Noah Brown, Jalen McMillan, PPR.
I like Noah Brown. He's been the wide receiver 2 for Washington last 2 weeks. 6 targets last week, 81% of snaps week before.
Okay. Bill Prickett wants to know D-Hop, Bigsby, or Worthy full PPR?
That's where I just bite the bullet and start
D-Hop. D-Hop, yeah. And Dunn wants to know Baker or Stroud. Going to go Stroud there. Caleb Williams or Flacco?
East. Flacco.
Probably Flacco. They're in the dome there. I will also say 15 to 20 mile an hour winds and 30 mile an hour gusts today in Chicago. So the Windy City is going to be windy. There. Then she's got Roshan, Etienne, Shepard, Tolbert, or Parker Washington needs 2.
Roshan, Etienne, Tolbert.
Roshan's kind of interesting if you think he's going to.
I don't mind Roshan today. Yeah. He played 38% of the snaps last week. He's had 4 touchdowns this year, and no Khalil Herbert. So I think I would go Roshan there. And then the other one, I'd probably just throw Etienne in because, like, we haven't seen anything from Tolbert or Shepard.
Yeah.
And Mac Jones and Parker Washington sounds kind of bad.
I agree with you. Keith J. PPR, Chris McCaffrey, Mason, or Dowell. Well, you're not going to not play McCaffrey to play Jordan Mason. You're just going to play McCaffrey.
I'm starting McCaffrey regardless. That's my
statement. Then Downs, Waddle, JMO.
I'm going Downs. Downs with no Pittman. I mean, Downs has to be involved. His floor is very high.
Actually, yeah, it's wide receiver and a flex. You're going to go Downs and Waddle there.
Yep, for sure.
Rob Fossil, need 2. Shakir, Downs, Dalton Kincaid.
It's definitely Downs, and it might be Shakir over Kincaid. He's
crazy target volume for him.
He's performed better. Shakir's performed better.
Miranda wants to know Tolbert or Keenan Allen.
Keenan.
Okay.
At least he's a full-time player, and also DJ Moore is going to get a good chunk of Christian Gonzalez today, so they might have to call on the other guys, right?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Ann Dunn's question need to sit one.
Shepard or McLeod or Chigakonkwo?
Sit one in FFPC. I actually quietly like Chig this week, especially in tight end premium. So I would probably sit Shepard.
Brandon Smith wants to know Irving, Etienne, Bigsby, or Pearsall.
Bucky Irving versus the 49ers.
Yeah.
Jaguars guessing game.
Yeah, Etienne obviously against Minnesota, but we don't know what his workload's going to be.
Ricky Pearsall probably in the Juwan Jennings role, which is kind of a part-time role, but I think I would just roll the dice on Pearsall.
Okay. Tua or Kyler? He's 5-4. I'm going to go Kyler because, again, Brandon, you don't know Tyreek status. Sasser wants to know Tyreek tomorrow or Ramondre today. You got to go Ramondre today unless you have a backup plan.
I would say so, yeah. Unless you have I think maybe if you can add Demarcus Robinson today, then I might go Tyreek and just start Robinson otherwise. But if it's a deeper league, I would just start Ramondre.
Let's see. Amari Cooper's out, so Mostert or Pop Douglas for Marcus Yetter?
Mostert, got to. The way he's been, I mean, he's what's the upside for Pop, you know?
Yeah. Rob asked Goff or Daniel Jones. Hopefully you went Goff because Daniel Jones is not looking good. And done tight end and a flex. Henry, Ingram, Javonte, Noah Brown, or Shepard.
I would go Javonte even against the Chiefs. And then I would probably go Ingram just because I think his volume is guaranteed. And I don't think Mac Jones is as he can throw screens to the tight end. Like he
Sure.
can throw the routes that Ingram runs.
Ray McLeod or Keenan Allen for Rob?
Keenan, for sure.
Cousins or Murray? I'm going to go Cousins today, and then Stafford or Stroud. I'll go Stafford.
Yep.
Josh Latshaw wants to know full
Josh.
PPR 2 wide receivers: McLaurin, Mooney, or Tyreek. You can't wait out Tyreek. You got to go McLaurin and Mooney there, Josh. Both of those guys are fine. So
yeah, they're good.
No problems there. Thomas Robinson, Mooney.
Mooney's scored more fantasy points this year than Tyreek, believe it or not.
Mooney, Hopkins, or Collins for Thomas Robinson?
Mooney, Hopkins, or Collins? I would just start Nico Collins and just. Okay. I think he's going to play, and he there's only 2 wide receivers that have averaged 20 PPR points a game. It's Jamar Chase and Nico Collins. So you just have to start those guys.
Javonte Williams or Jameson Williams today for Ann?
I'll go JMO with the upside. Javonte. I just don't think they're going to be able to run much on the Chiefs.
Sure. 4-point passing TD, Bo Nix or May? I got to go Nix there. Yeah, Josh. I mean, honestly, you say God had to end up with those options, but both of those quarterbacks are actually putting up decent fantasy points.
Could be worse, man. It's a crazy season.
Ann wants to know 2 PPR: McLaurin, Waddle, London, or Bucky Irving.
I'm definitely starting McLaurin, and then with the hit pointer for London, I'd probably just go Waddle, especially with the potential upside that Tyreek doesn't play.
Sure. 2 for a PPR flex: Ingram, Dell, Etienne, Adunze. Could also pick up Pearsall or Jennings. Would have to drop somebody there. So
I would probably drop somebody to start Jennings. I think Jennings' rest of the season is going to be a great play.
Would you drop Adunze then?
I would probably drop Adunze, yeah.
Okay, so you drop Adunze to pick up Jennings and then start Ingram or Dell?
Ingram.
Okay. Dino Fontaine, BTJ or Kincaid for a tight end premium. You got to go Kincaid there.
Got to go Kincaid, yeah.
Lewis, we did try turning it on and off again a few times. Let's see here.
This platform, man.
All right. We got now we're back. We're back live to all of your questions now that we can share on the screen.
Put your questions in on this channel. We're back to this screen. Oh, look at that. That's much nicer, isn't it?
Look at that. Dollar bill. Spears or Mason today? Gotta go Spears, I think.
Gotta go Spears, what they're saying. Shanahan. He's willing to just run CMC every play if he's healthy.
Agreed. Steelers or 49ers defense?
Steelers, great play, I think. I think they're gonna punch one out as they always do.
Tank Dell, Debo, or Jalen Waddle? Oh, we did this one already for Saley. Was the first one.
But this is the first one
here.
Yep.
Akers or Zeke? These just, I can't tell if we're just running.
We did these ones, yeah. So let's see.
We did Akers and then 2.
If you put them in on the other stream, you don't have to put them in on this one. We did those ones.
We're just gonna have to run through them again. Anyways.
Thomas Robinson.
Right. Yeah, and then we had Downs, McLaurin, Jennings, Quentin Johnson. I just had flex.
Yeah, Downs and McLaurin.
Yep. Mooney, Hopkins, or Collins.
No. We said Downs and Najee for that one.
Downs and Najee for sure, yeah. And then we did Nico here, right?
Yep.
Guild team, we did this one for you already. What did we say? We said Jennings and Monty or Shakir?
It was 3 of them. It was
Monty, Jennings, and Shakir.
Yep.
Mostert over Pop Douglas. DJ Moore and Worthy, I think we did for this one, right? So we didn't do 2 Bears.
Yeah.
Brown, Etienne, Roshan for Ann.
I'm going Noah Brown. I like his usage last couple of weeks. He's emerging as the wide receiver 2 for an offense that we like with the Commanders and Jaden Daniels.
Byron says good morning. And we got Kincaid we did here for Dino.
Yep.
Cook wants to know Swift, White, Eckler need 2. Swift and Eckler.
Yeah, Eckler definitely with B-Rob out.
Yep.
Swift and Eckler, yep.
Pick 2 of 3, Hall, Connor, Achane, standard.
Got to start Hall against.
I still think it's Hall and Achane.
It's Hall and Achane, yeah. Because Connor gets the Jets.
Yep, agreed. We did that one already. D-Hop, Shakir, Irving, or Rashad?
Definitely Shakir.
Yeah.
That's another bite the bullet D-Hop play because you're not going to start Buccaneers running backs against the 49ers.
Agreed. Hopkins or Dell and a half PPR?
I'm going Hopkins. Anytime a guy has a bad back, I am just usually out.
Sure. And then 3 running backs: so Swift, Cook, Dobbins, and CMC. Well, CMC, Swift, and Cook for me.
Yeah, it has to be. Dobbins isn't even a bad play. You just have really good players.
Agreed. We're going Ramondre over Tyreek. Contra Dave popping in for likes for Laney. Dude loves Stevenson or Quentin Johnson. I think it's QJ. I'm not doing Stevenson versus the Bears.
All right. Well, we're split on that because I like the Stevenson brute volume play, and even if he hasn't been efficient, I mean, when they get down,
you say volume play, right? He had 2 of the last 3 weeks. He said 7 and 10 carries.
Didn't he have 20 carries against the Jets like the week before last?
Yeah, for 48 yards. He got lucky enough to have
2 touchdowns.
The touchdowns in that game.
And then what did he do? How many touchdowns did he have in the next game?
1. He had 10 for 16 and a score.
And his receiving?
He had 5 catches.
4 and another touchdown.
Yep.
He's had 2 touchdowns in both games. I think that 2.5 yards per carry is what it is. I think this Stevenson is the offense in the red zone. That's my thought process.
They got to get in the red zone for that, though. So
I don't. I think that Drake May is a decent quarterback.
Okay. Then we have Baker, Stafford, Russell, Tua, Rodgers, Herbert. A lot of quarterbacks here. I think I said Rodgers of this group when we asked earlier.
Yes, it's Rodgers.
I still stick with Rodgers there. Debo officially in today. Shepard, Parker, Washington, or Chark?
Dude, we can't start Chark.
No. It's Shepard.
It's Shepard, yep.
Yeah. Ben's got Elijah Mitchell in an IR on his dynasty. Is there any point of keeping him? I would say no.
Again, don't just drop guys from the IR spot if you're not going to use it, but if you need the spot, then drop them.
Right. There's a very good chance he's on a different team next year since they have Garindo and CMC and all that stuff. So
yeah, and Jordan Mason is better. Jordan Mason beat him out before he even got hurt. That was the word. That he was 3rd on the depth chart before he even got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he ends up in Miami, right? Never know. Tua or Daniels, going to go Daniels. Stafford or Daniels, still going to go Daniels here, and then I'm going to go Purdy over Stafford.
Purdy's a good spot.
Drake London, Josh Downs, Darnell Mooney need 2 for Belmar.
I'm just going to go. You definitely start Downs, but I'm starting London unless something changed and they say, oh, London's going to be limited or whatever. You have to go London over Mooney. You have
to. McCaffrey, Bears, Adams, or Barkley, Pats, and Wilson. The first group.
Yep.
I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. First group. Get Christian McCaffrey in your lineup there.
Mm-hmm.
Bonuses for longest reception. Super flex and bonuses. So Palmer, Robinson, McMillan, or go with the quarterback and Mac Jones.
Start the quarterback. Mac Jones is probably going to have 10 points. He's probably going to have 15 points. It's just which of those other guys can you count on for 10 points?
Sure.
Nobody.
Half PBR need 3 or 4. Brown, Smith, Downs, and Mooney.
3 or 4.
You're going to play Brown.
You're definitely playing Brown. You're definitely playing.
Probably just sitting Devonta Smith here. You're not going to play both wide receivers.
Yeah, if you're not going to play both, sit Devonta Smith. Plus, he's got the hamstring going on.
Yep. Mason, McLaurin, and Shakir.
Sit Mason, right?
Yeah, you need one though. McLaurin or Shakir.
When I'd start McLaurin.
Okay. London or Mooney standard scoring.
London. It has to be London if he's playing. He's outscored Mooney in like every game.
Would you trade for Dobbins with Gus Edwards to return, wondering how much his production will dip? I mean, Gus Edwards did absolutely nothing earlier this year.
They played together. Yeah, there's a big sample size of them playing together where Dobbins was clearly better.
Yeah, I mean, would you trade for Dobbins?
Depends what you're giving up, but I would. But like in that range, I would target there's a lot of similar players that I think are similarly priced that I would prefer. Number 1 would be James Conner. Just look at the schedule for James Conner in the playoffs. It's the Patriots, it's the Panthers, it's the Rams. Like they're similarly priced players that don't come with that risk if you're worried about
it. Yep. Jonnu or Taysom Hill?
For next week, I'm probably rostering Jonnu, but Taysom Hill, his value is largely dependent on whether Jamal Williams plays. So this week, I like Taysom.
Williams already out this week, so
but next week I go Jonnu.
Devonta Smith, Downs, Jennings.
Yeah. Also, just on that question, look at what happened with Cade Otton when the wide receivers got hurt. Look at what happened with Dallas Goedert in the game, the Saints game when the wide receivers were hurt and he had 180 yards. If Tyreek Hill further injures his injury, or if Jalen Waddle gets hurt, then Jonnu now all of a sudden could be in that group of guys, right? Where it's like he's currently the third target, but if Waddle goes down, that's a big bump. Jonnu could be seeing 8 or 9 targets. He's already seeing like 6, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd rather hold Jonnu through this week just in case.
I agree. Timbuktu wants this one here. Did we answer this one already? Did you?
Devonta Smith, Downs, Jennings. I like all 3 of those guys, but I would go with Smith and Downs here over Jennings.
Okay. Russ, Hunter Henry, Ertz, Bigsby. What do we think?
I'm going Henry. Henry's been good. He's been getting rock solid targets. You know, I think he's always a threat to score.
I like it.
Bears aren't special versus tight end.
Otten or Muth?
It's still Otten because Muth. I mean, Russ is just not looking his way. He's not. The guy's an 84% catch rate, and they're getting him 2 targets a game. He's catching everything. I would try and give him the ball more, but they're not doing it. What can we do?
Our girl Plush here wants to know Pitts, Goddard,
Pitts.
And then
the wide receivers are healthy.
Worthy or Dowell, you got to go Worthy here.
I do. I don't trust Worthy at all, but Dowdle with Cooper Rush could be an absolute nightmare.
Agreed. 49ers or Lions defense here today.
49ers have Bucks and the Lions have
Texans.
Jeepers. Okay. I would just go the 49ers.
Yeah, go 49ers. Off the bye. Jets or KC defense. Jets have Cardinals. KC has Denver.
Go KC. The thing that sucks for KC is that the Broncos really don't turn the ball over much. They're a very vanilla team. So
they used to earlier because obviously Nix was turning the football over.
First couple games, yeah, but since then he's been taking really good care of the ball. Same with the Chargers. It's like people are like, "Oh, I'll start teams against the Chargers." Justin Herbert's throwing 1 pick? Like he's just that. There's no upside starting a defense against a team like that. That doesn't
the highest projected roster quarterback today in DFS is Justin Herbert. Believe it or not. Now it's definitely price baked into that.
Of course, yeah. I mean, he's crazy cheap though. He's like
$5,200.
Yeah. I was like looking at. I was like, "Oh, I'll make a Cooper Rush lineup," and I did make one. But like Cooper Rush is only $100 cheaper than Herbert. Like, just start Herbert.
I'll make a confession with you. I have a $4,400 Mac Jones lineup out there today. So
$4,400. I mean, come on.
I did the same thing with Bryce Young last week and paid off. He had 13 fantasy points. That's all you need for $4,400. Ertz, Laporta, Jonnu, Nico, Keenan Allen, a tight end, and 2 flexes.
I would bite the bullet on Laporta and then start the 2 wide receivers.
All righty. Scampers in the chat. Good morning, Scamp. Downs or Mixon? Nah, you got to play Mixon.
Mixon, yeah.
Even against the Lions, you still got to go Mixon here.
Right. Besides Downs, he had that 60-yard touchdown, but he's very low ADOT. So Downs, he's very safe, but the odds of him just going completely crazy aren't that good. Whereas Mixon
is Bryce Young going to be usable rest of the season? I mean, listen, he was the number 1 overall pick last year.
Right.
And obviously they did nothing really to support him. He didn't look good. Came into this year, new offense, new coach, didn't really look great, got benched. He beat the Saints, bad defense. He's beating up on the Giants, not a great defense. So it could just be a product of matchups. But the dude was good enough to be the number 1 overall pick. So, there could be talent.
He's 23 years old, okay? Put it this way. When I was 23 years old, if they could have benched me from my mortgage job for a couple weeks, they probably would have. You know what I'm saying? He's a kid. They got look at people gave up on Geno Smith. They gave up on Baker Mayfield. Now those guys have $70 million and they're good players. Sometimes these guys take time.
Agreed. Where are we? Here we go. Shepard, Westbrook, Akine, and Henry need 2. ETN, Shepard, Westbrook, Akine, and Henry.
I'm kind of pissed at you for making me look at Westbrook Akine's 4
touchdowns. Straight touchdowns, 5 catches, 60 yards last week.
It's Henry and Akine.
Yeah, I agree with you. Russ, no worries, man. You're allowed to enter your question as many times as you want. Not really. Just do it.
Russ, you've been such a big supporter of us. A lot of you guys in the chat, Rob, that always in the chat, Rob, and Dunn, Russ, Scampers. If you're a regular in the chat, you could do whatever you want.
See, I like, for all of our other platforms' usability, I like that this platform lets me delete and ban it with 1 button. So all of our spam, all those spams in there get.
Might just have to go to the Sunday stream. Might just have to go to StreamYard.
May have to. We'll have to talk to the financial team about switching us over here. Kate Otten or Kincaid?
It's Kincaid. I hate the matchup for Auden. I hate it.
Darnold or Purdy?
The bet of the day, 58.5 yard over under for Auden, smash the under.
What about 10.5 yards for Adam Trotman?
I mean,
best matchup in the league for tight ends is Kansas City.
They really don't.
2 weeks ago, he had 4 for 80, Coop. He just needs one catch for 10.5 yards today.
That was National Tight End Day, John.
Yeah, well, it's true.
I think that's fine.
10.5 yards for Adam Trotman. I bet it. I threw it out there.
I think it's reasonable. Darnold or
you
Purdy?
Always like those tight end 7-yard prop.
I like them when they're not like blocking tight ends.
He ran his season best 36% route participation.
He's playing more than the Warrior King. He's playing more than Nate Adkins and the gang. So he is the best bet if you're going to go with somebody from there.
His player profile or player comp was Dallas Goedert. There's.
I mean, yeah, because coming out of Dayton, which was like I believe they're D2, he was the best pass catcher on his team. You know what I mean? And it's like, it turns out that when you get to the NFL, perhaps,
maybe
he had like 900-yard season at Dayton, and that's why,
Hey, slow tight ends make plays sometimes. Darnold or Purdy, I'm going, this is actually close. I'm going to go Darnold, but Purdy is in a really good spot.
I think I have Darnold one spot ahead as well.
Yeah. Otten or Kincaid here, half PPR.
Kincaid, still.
Yeah. Sutton or DJ Moore?
DJ Moore is that.
Michael Scar.
He's been rough lately, but Sutton's going to get Trent McDuffie here, John. DJ Moore is going to get Christian
Gonzalez, but that doesn't always matter.
That's just DJ Moore, man. You got to go talent. You got to go with the more talented player.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be on Sauce Gardner today. Irving, Bigsby, or Jalen McMullen, either one.
If they're all going to be flat like that, give yourself a chance at upside with Marv. He
got shut down last week though in that Jalen Johnson matchup, which we knew was going to happen. Just
give yourself a chance at upside with Marv. What do you start, Bucky Irving against the 49ers?
Jalen McMullen.
Jalen McMullen might not even play.
Well, it's 1:00. We'll know.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Okay.
You start Jalen McMillan over Marvin Harrison Jr. What has Jalen McMillan ever done?
What has Marvin Harrison Jr. done?
I'm starting Marv. I can't bench him for Jalen McMillan. He is going to play, but he's going to play the 49ers.
All right. Hopefully they can get him away from.
Travaris Ward's out.
Yeah.
Start Marv.
All right. I think I'd play Jalen McMillan. Palmer, Dunze, and McLeod need to.
I can't click that button. I can't click the button. I'll die on that.
Got to make the hard decisions sometimes, Coop.
No. Okay. Go down swinging.
Palmer, Dunze, or McLeod.
So, yeah.
A bunch of them are 3 wide receivers.
It is. I would go
honestly, Dunze might be fine today.
And McLeod has been involved. I would go with Dunze and McLeod. McLeod also gets a carry 2 weeks in a row. He's gotten a carry.
Touchdown last week.
He gets those gadgety plays. And you never know. That hip pointer could flare up, and then Drake London's out.
Douglas or Worthy?
Douglas. I mean, 4 games with 3 targets, 4 games with 9 targets for Demario Douglas. Which one do you think it'll be today? Hopefully it's windy, which is good for Demario.
Shorter passes. I'm still going Darnold here.
Mm-hmm.
It's close though. It really is. It's a great spot for both guys. Right. Henry or Douglas?
Henry.
Yeah.
I had the same question. I started Henry because he has more touchdown equity. That's the only difference.
Sure. Jennings, Ladder, Waddle need 1. I'm still liking Waddle here, man.
Yeah. Howard hates Waddle, dude. I think Howard said to drop Waddle in week 3.
He did, and I immediately messaged him like, "You out of your mind?"
Everybody was so mean to him about it that now he's dug his heels in, and I got to push back a little bit. Waddle.
Yeah. Cooper, Noah Brown or Sterling Shepard? Noah Brown.
I like Noah Brown.
Yep. Colts or Bucks?
Defense.
Yeah. There's literally nobody else to play. I might not play defense.
That is why I did that in a league on Thursday, John. I was in a league where I just had the Bengals defense and nothing else.
Yeah.
And I put them on the bench and they got -4.
Yeah.
And then now, I just prayed that waivers went through and I did get somebody that I'm going to play. But what do you start the Colts against the Bills?
I mean, it would be the Colts against the Bills.
If you're
not going to play the Bucks versus the 49ers.
The Bucks have been terrible. At least the Colts have been The Colts have been terrible too. I guess
Josh Allen's good for an interception, right? Like
he hasn't been. He has not been throwing picks.
I think it's the Colts, but can you
actually he has thrown picks last 2 weeks, but dude, Josh Allen's not really turned the ball over.
He's not running. You called that, right?
Yeah.
Quarterback over the age or whatever to have 100 carries.
Lamar's going to be the first one to do it since Lamar will join Michael Vick and Cam Newton as the only quarterback over the age of 27 to have 100 carries this season. Only how crazy is that?
It is kind of wild.
Russ Wilson stopped running. All these guys stopped running or got hurt. Michael Vick went to jail and came out of jail, and had like one season. And Cam Newton, Cam Newton's shoulder was done by the time he was 31. How old is Cam Newton right now? He's still like 35. Right?
I don't know. Yeah. So Colts or don't play a defense, Cook, I guess would be the way I would go.
That's the answer. Yeah.
Eckler or Pollard. Eckler starting, no Robinson again today.
Yeah, but last time they split the touches 3 ways, and Eckler only got 40% of the snaps. Still, I think I'm gonna go Pollard.
Okay. Bigsby or Dowell. This is where I probably go Tank.
No way, dude.
You like Rico?
I like
against the Eagles. They're just gonna be.
Yes.
Okay.
Because both have backup quarterbacks playing. At least Dowdle is like the guy.
Sure.
It's
probably not great for either of them. Mooney or London for Ryan here. Am I overthinking the injury? They practiced all week and he's active today, so it was just a hip pointer. So he's
London.
Good.
Start London if he's playing. You have to.
Yeah. Standard flex: Taysom Hill, Spears, or Shepard. I think it's a Hill week. He caught 4 passes last week and had 5 carries and a touchdown. So
yeah, he did run more than normal. Start Taysom Hill.
Oh, we can go super negative here with yardage bonuses. Then definitely don't play defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't, dude.
I would not play defense if you literally can't. Yeah. I wouldn't play a defense.
We are getting down there in the questions here. Where we're saying don't play a defense and start Taysom Hill in your flex. You guys, what is going on?
He's in a 16-man league. Nothing's available. He can bench. Yeah, bench them both.
What is happening?
Do not play defense if you can go negative due to yardages. That doesn't feel good for me. Yeah, it's crazy to think a 0 will be better for you. Najee or Monty? Najee for me here. 4 straight 100-yard games. Washington allowing the second most yards per carry this year is like 5.1, I think. Insane upside for Najee Harris today. McLaurin or Shakir for Ann?
Still McLaurin. Okay. Shakir isn't going to change who he is. He's still a part-time low A-dot type guy. He's not going to all of a sudden be a different player.
Juan here wants to know bench. Juan, who would you drop off the bench for a defense? Well, Wanda Robinson's having himself a day right now, so I wouldn't be dropping him. Keeping Myers. Do you need a quarterback? Because you could just drop Mayfield if you're starting a different quarterback already.
Yeah, Madison got out-snapped by Amir Abdullah last time they played.
Sure, and White got a touchdown, didn't he? So
no one's going to add him off his.
Yeah, you could drop Madison if you want. I'd say Madison the quarterback.
Yeah, you can't drop downs.
Yeah, you got Darnold. Darnold has his. They done with their buys already? Vikings done with their buys?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they are. Early. Yeah, just drop Mayfield. Do you have Sam Darnold? You're good. Yep. Eckler, Connor, or Mason, 1-1 for a running back and a flex.
First 2. Can't start Mason, not with CMC back.
News for Malik Neighbors being evaluated for concussion right now. So tough. Second concussion, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, they take those very seriously.
They do. Bears, Lions, Rams, Broncos, Cardinals, or Patriots. I would go with the Bears.
Bears against Patriots, yeah. Because Drake may we like his upside because he runs and
2 picks and a fumble last week.
He's got some.
No offensive line. They're going to be rearing back and rushing at him today.
Some of his interceptions have been bad.
You want to know what's usually a good prop is the May rushing yards because it's usually 25 or 35 yards and he gets rushed so much that he just runs when they escape the pocket. So,
I would be shocked if Drake May didn't have a turnover today.
Oh, he will for sure have a turnover today. which sucks because we are Patriots fans. Moore, Etienne, Downs, Mooney, Myers, Walker, Madison are in a bye. So you're definitely playing Mooney and Downs. Yeah,
Mooney and Downs. Yeah, that's
Easy.
great.
Easy. Do we think Nico plays? Yeah, Charlene. They said he's playing.
He's playing. You know what? They've lied to us before, Charlene, but I think that he's good to go. Like you don't activate him and tell everyone that he's going to play coming off the injured reserve and then not play him. That would be fairly rare.
What about Tyreek? Do we think he sits? We don't know, Dan. If you have no pivot, then you can't play Tyreek. So
I think right now there's been no if you can sell Tyreek in Dynasty, I think I would, because these foot injuries, he's had these foot injuries on and off for years. He's also, I hate to factor this in, but nobody shows up in the newspaper more than this guy. And I just worry I worry for the longevity of players like this, So Tyreek Hill, I'm looking to sell in Dynasty.
Yeah.
I think I want off the Tyreek Hill ride.
I don't want off the Tyreek Hill train. I'm still gonna keep on.
I want off. I've had enough, dude. It's only a matter of time till he is Antonio Brown 2.0. He's incredible, and I think it's going to end badly.
Kincaid or Ingram?
It's Kincaid. I moved Kincaid ahead of Ingram officially with the Amari Cooper news this morning.
Sure.
It's already updated on the website.
Downs over Tyreek, yes. Have to play Downs over Tyreek.
Yeah.
And then Downs or Devonta, I think I would still go Downs there.
Yeah, Downs is like the floor for Downs is incredible.
Malik Neighbors is back, by the way. Just evaluated.
That's good news.
Good news. Then Kyler or Goff, or I'm gonna go Goff. Mm-hmm. I've been a little bit of a Kyler hater. He's been better than.
He's the problem for Kyler. Honestly, is that
Marvin Harrison sucks.
Marvin Harrison sucks is a problem, but the offensive line has been oddly good. Yeah, as you talk about, he's been able to stay in the pocket. They went 3 weeks without him getting sacked, John.
Yeah.
Which is like nuts for a player like that.
He had like over 20 fantasy points, like 3 of the last 5, but like we all expected Marvin Harrison to be what Malik Neighbors is, and he just hasn't been that guy.
Also, the Cardinals defense is kind of coming around a little bit. Yeah. They had like 18 they had like 24 hurries last week and like 18 pressures.
Yeah, Henry, we're doing Goff there for you, and then Levis, Chig, or DJ in a super flex, I guess.
It's Scottish Bowl, which is like super tight end premium, but it's Levis still.
Okay. It is a wrist for Tyreek. Yeah.
Oh, it's a wrist this time around.
Yeah. What did you say it was?
All year he's been questionable with a foot.
No, it's a wrist.
I know this week it's a wrist, but he's also dealing with a foot issue.
Yeah. No, he's got a wrist issue. Would you pick up Taysom for rest of season and drop Bigsby given the headaches of Jacksonville backfield? No. Because Taysom is really just because they have no running backs right now.
Yeah. You got to remember, like the thing is, for fantasy playoffs, unless you get the bye week, you need 3 weeks in a row where guys don't let you down. And Taysom last year, first week of playoffs, scored like 0.2 points, which is what happens when you're the third down back and you don't catch a pass. It's like you can't trust that guy.
Yeah. Nico, Dobbins, Hunt, or D-Hop?
Nico.
Kincaid or Taysom?
Kincaid.
Hawkinson and Laporta.
I'm just going to start Laporta. I need to see Hawk play more than 50% of the snaps.
And then I'm going Cousins over Tua. So, everybody, appreciate you all tuning in. Apologies for the technical difficulties earlier today. Good luck in your week 10. Get in our Discord, fantasyalarm.com/win. Get a 7-day free trial when you sign up today. Good luck. Again, we'll catch you all later.